Well, we're finally heading out to do some scouting and throw some cameras out. Been waiting a while to get out here and actually have the opportunity to put some cell cams out, and hopefully we'll catch a good buck out there. Man, I'm super freaking excited out here. Kansas, baby. Kansas. I'm really hoping that that this season is going to be the season that we can get a giant down, an absolute stud mondo, just a giant. God, I'm so excited. I chose to come out here for my job just because, man, this is the land of the giants, man. So hopefully we'll have some luck. Maybe while we're scouting, we'll bump a big buck out of his bed, and hopefully we'll be able to put a camera out there, get some footage of him or get some pictures, and yeah, maybe we'll be able to target him. But again, going out on some public land, and we'll see if we can make some magic happen. Let's go. And boom! There he is. Oh my God. Man, it's super hot out right now, but found our first little spot that I want to check out. Maybe I'll wind bump a buck or something, get some eyes on him. It's just this tree row that just cuts right down in the middle of this field. And there's a creek that runs right down the middle. It's got kind of high ground on each side of it. So if I were a buck, that's where I'd go. But we'll see, because I'm not a buck. So we're actually gonna fast forward all the way to opening day of the season. Didn't get a whole lot of bucks on camera, a couple decent ones. Nothing that I'd really want to put my tag on, but just because, you know, Kansas, that one buck tag really makes you work for a good one here, which I like. But yeah, super excited to be back up in the tree, and it's the start of the season. Well, it's finally here. It's the 12th of September. We're finally out hunting in freaking Kansas, baby. Got all set up in the tree. I'm sweating. It's like 90 degrees out here. Kicked the doe up out of this little finger and kind of spooked her a little bit, but this is more of just an observation sit. So we're gonna sit here, sit for the rest of the evening, and got a little choke point right here that's just mowed from the farmer doing hay. Got some helicopters in the background too. Nice and loud, but super excited to be out here finally, and hopefully we'll be able to get something on the ground here. If it's a giant, it's the only way I'm shooting it. Alright, well, it's the 25th of September, and it's still pretty warm out. It's like 82 degrees or something like that today. I finally got a weekend to hunt. It's a Sunday afternoon. So the other night when I was sitting out here, I had a giant buck come strolling across the field. Super windy, kind of nasty. It was one of the first good cold fronts that we had come through. It's like 62 degrees that day. So I figured he'd be moving, or they'd be moving. And it was about 6:30 when they started moving. So about an hour later or so, right before last light, had what I think is the same buck. He came out. It's real big, typical wide, big mass, 10-point. He came out about 60 yards or so from where I was. And if the wind hadn't have been so bad, I might have taken a shot at him. I decided to try to grunt at him, and he didn't like that very much. It's a little early for it, so we came back out here, and hopefully we'll have some good luck out here. I'm sitting kind of where I saw him walk off to earlier that day. But yeah, we're just gonna sit here, hang tight, and hopefully something works its way in. Alright, I'm gonna make this pretty short and sweet because I just walked around for the last 2.5 hours trying to find a spot. I've just been scouting as I've been walking, and then probably 150 yards from here I kicked up a few doe. So I'm just gonna sit here on this edge. Got the wind blowing to the east, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good evening. Still got lots of time to learn this area. It's only like October 8th, 9th. It's the 9th. So hopefully here soon they'll be starting to get into the pre-rut, but for now we're just gonna set up here and keep our eyes on these fingers of tall grass and shrubs. So let's get it. I think I had those deer under me for like 20 minutes, and I really contemplated on shooting them or not. But it was about 5 minutes too long. I just couldn't pass up such a short range shot. Whew. Nice. Yes. First Kansas deer.
hopefully we can see something. Hopefully we get our eyes on something good. It's the 16th of October. Pre-rut should be kicking off now. Hopefully we'll get some buck action here before it gets dark out. So we're gonna sit here and try to stay warm, keep this wind off us. Hopefully it dies down here within an hour or so.
So the next few weeks start to heat up as the pre-rut starts kicking off, and yeah, that first week in November really started hitting, and the bucks really started getting on their feet. A lot of times it was just bucks running through real quick and couldn't really get the camera on them. I sat in some really tight locations in the woods, and bucks were just hauling ass through there. So had a real nice 8 come through, real white rack through some thick stuff. It's hard to see it. Couldn't really get the camera focused on him. By the time he was out of there, it was too late. But yeah, once Veterans Day weekend hit, that's when things really started to heat up. Really got fun from there. You'll see why.
Set up for an afternoon sit. It's about 2:45, so we got about 2.5 hours or so left of daylight. Probably a little less because it's super cloudy today. I found it cool. Big old deadhead walking in here, almost like, I don't know, 10 feet from my tree that I just chose today. It's thick through here, really thick, but when I was walking in, I had a smaller buck chasing a doe, just chasing her all over the straw and down in here. So this is like the most open spot in here that I could find, and I walked past a couple fresh scrapes from today. Definitely from today. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a good sit. I'm not in my normal spot that I've been in the last couple nights that I've hunted, but it's due to an out-of-state hunter. Pretty sure he shot the big old 8 I've been after in there for the last week or so, which it's public land, so good for him. Not gonna lie and say I'm not salty about it, but it is what it is. There's plenty of other bucks around here, so hopefully the right one just walks under us here soon. With the rut really kicking in now, I think it's not going to be long before the bigger, mature bucks get up on their feet and start roaming around looking for does. That being said, I'm going to be quiet, do a little rattling, maybe a couple of grunts, and then we'll just sit here for a while. So let's do this.
So right after it got too dark to see, I'd actually heard a snort wheeze off in the distance in the direction that big buck had gone right at last light. And I didn't really think too much of it, but I sure did as soon as I heard those horns clash. For anyone who's ever heard two giant bucks going at it, there's a difference between the way the antlers sound when they hit, and hearing it in person is nothing compared to what I had heard or what it sounds like in the video. But it's just kind of one of those things you have to be there for. But that next day, I had actually planned on going out for an evening sit on Veterans Day, and I told myself that I definitely need to start going or work about 400 or 500 yards towards the direction that they had come from, and hopefully I'd catch them in daylight. So that's what I did, and unfortunately things really got heated up the next day, so heated that I just wasn't prepared to get it on video.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that just happened. I was walking down here. I was walking down this hill nice and slow. The wind's pretty strong today again. And I had a doe coming right at me at about 20-25 yards. Hold on, I got another buck coming in. I don't know if that's the same buck, but I knew the way she was acting that there was a buck trailing her. I knew it. So I slowly tried to get one of my arrows out, and she caught a glimpse of me, but she didn't think anything of it. She couldn't really smell me. The wind's just going to the right of her. And then she finally caught my wind and started working her way away from me. And then I heard some grunting, and this really nice buck come up. I don't even know how big he is. It was just freaking awesome. I've never shot a buck from the ground like this. And I know I couldn't get it on film, but I just don't care right now. I just don't care. It's like a 25-yard shot, and I had to shoot a little bit through some brush. And I think I shot him just a little far back, so I'm gonna give him a while. Go up there, check for blood. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Whew. That happened so fast I don't even remember pulling my bow back. I'm like dizzy right now. Oh my God. That's so awesome. I freaking love Kansas. I freaking love Kansas. Here comes another buck. Let's see if I can find him. He's walking up at me. It's a smaller buck than the one I shot. He's gonna walk right up to me. He's standing right where the doe was. He's probably gonna catch my wind here in a minute. Oh, here he comes. Yep, I think he's got my wind. He knows she did a loop. Yep, he's on her scent. The doe that come through. buck was standing when I shot him. I still am in disbelief right now. I just shot what looked like a really nice buck. Honestly, yeah, I just couldn't contain myself. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to call my wife.
Hello?
Babe, I just shot a really nice buck walking in.
Did you really?
Yeah, I have no freaking clue what it is, but he looked big. He was on the trail of a doe. The doe walked 20 yards from me, and she caught me as I was trying to put an arrow in, because I knew the way she was coming in, there had to have been a freaking buck behind her. And sure as shit, all I heard was "Meow, meow."
You don't even know what it is?
I don't know. It looked really nice, and now there's literally bucks running everywhere right here.
Is it on video?
No, I wasn't able to get anything on video. I was walking in and I still had my bag on. I still had all my stuff on. I know I'm pretty disappointed, but I couldn't turn it down. It was the coolest thing ever. I don't think he's a giant, but for my first Kansas buck, I will 1000% take it. All right, I love you too. Bye. I cannot believe I was able to stake it through all this stuff. Wow, I didn't realize it was this thick right here. Walk up here. He was standing pretty close to this. That's pretty awesome. Standing right here. Just getting a little speck of blood. I think you went straight down that way though. Slowly starting to open up just a little bit. So here I am standing down here at the ground, and I come past this tree and then boom! There he is. Oh my God. Oh man. Get out of here. No way. He's not a monster, but man, is he nice. Woo. Yes. Didn't even make it. Jeez. 60 yards? Oh man. He just barely made it down the hill. Oh man. It took a minute for me to get on the blood trail, but wow. That's freaking awesome. I'll take it any day. Yep, I will. Big old body on him. Man, what a body. Wow. Look at the size of this thing. Tarsal gland's a little dirty. Oh man. Wow. I couldn't be any happier. Oh man, I couldn't be any happier. That's too awesome. That's too freaking awesome. Solid. I'll take it any day. So like I said, he was hard quartering away. There's the point of impact. Went straight up there. Looks like it damn near took his heart rate out. Either that or his lungs, because he was out in a matter of minutes. Whew, buddy. Awesome. Awesome shot. Man, I'm telling you what, he may not be the biggest buck here, but he's solid for sure. I think he's probably young, either 2.5, 3.5-year-old for Kansas, but I'm so excited, super pumped about him. He put on a show for me, and you know, honestly, that's really what I'm all about. So I couldn't be any more excited than I am. Just happened crazy. Windy day, walked in the woods. During the rut, you never know what you're gonna expect or what you're gonna see. And it's just pretty cool how things worked out today. But super excited. 2022, Kansas in the bags. We're tagged out onto duck hunting now. I know my dog will be super happy about that, and my wife. But can't thank everyone enough for helping me out and getting me started here in Kansas. Kind of showing me the ropes. Completely different hunting here in Kansas. But yeah, I'm excited. What a great closing to the season. I love it. Thank you, buddy. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for 2022 deer season in Kansas. First Kansas buck on the ground, tagged out, we're done, we're moving on to ducks. I couldn't be happier. He's a stud. He's a stud in my books. I don't care what anyone says, he's a nice buck. So I'm super happy with him. Sucks that I couldn't get it on camera, but I mean, it just happened fast as I was walking in, and I mean, to be honest, it doesn't get much more crazy than it does when you walk up to a doe in heat and a buck's chasing it. Nothing gets better than that. All right, so it's awesome. I'm excited. We got it done. We're just gonna enjoy the rest of the season and hopefully get the dog on some birds. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. It's been great here. Later.